You didn't click this video by accident. No one ever does. Maybe you couldn't sleep. Maybe the shadows in your room felt heavier than usual. Or maybe you've started noticing them too. The tiny things that don't make sense. A cold spot on your bed where you didn't lie. Your phone lighting up without a notification. A whisper. So quiet you almost thought it was your own breath. But it wasn't. These stories, the ones I'm about to tell you, aren't just creepy tales from the internet. They come from people like you. People who stayed up too late, looked into the wrong mirror, opened a door that should have stayed shut. Some of them don't sleep anymore. Some of them never got the chance to tell their stories themselves. You're about to hear what they left behind. But be careful. These aren't just stories. They're invitations. And once you've listened, something may start listening back. Story 1. The voice in the vents. I just moved into a new place. Not fancy. A one-bedroom in a rundown brick building on the edge of town. The rent was suspiciously cheap, but I didn't ask questions. I needed out of my old life. The landlord was a weird guy. Gray beard, yellow teeth, always smelling like cigarettes and vinegar. He handed me the keys with just one warning. Don't mess with the vents. They're old. Sealed for a reason. I laughed it off. Who warns you about vents? The first night was fine. Second night I heard it. A voice. Soft. Whispering from inside the wall. He's lying. Don't trust him. I froze. It wasn't clear, like wind or static, but there were words. I pressed my ear to the vent in the kitchen. Cold air. Hissing. Then again clearer. He comes at 3:07. Lock your door. I slept with the lights on. Third night. I stayed awake, watching the clock. At 3:07 a.m. sharp, someone knocked on my apartment door. 3 slow knocks. Then silence. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. Minutes passed. Then I heard a sound from the hallway, like keys jingling. Then my doorknob twitched. Not turned. Twitched. Like someone was hesitating. Then footsteps. Slow, dragging footsteps, fading down the hall. I didn't sleep after that. On the 4th night, I decided to record the sound. Set up my phone near the vent and lay on the couch, trying not to think about the knocking. The recording ran for 5 hours. When I woke up and played it back, my heart clenched. There were words. Clear. Repeated. Unrelenting. He knows you hear me. He knows. He's watching from above. From the crawl space. He's waiting. I ran to the bathroom, splashed cold water on my face, looked in the mirror, and for a moment, thought someone was standing behind me. A pale, almost translucent face. It flashed for a second, then vanished. I called an electrician, but no one came. Instead, the landlord returned. You didn't open the vents, did you? I shook my head. Lied. Good. Because if you open it, it starts coming out. And then you can't shut it again. I pressed him for details. He just smiled and walked away. I couldn't take it anymore. That same night, closer to 2 a.m., I unscrewed the grate. Behind it, an old metal shaft going deep down. But it didn't lead to the basement. It led to another apartment below mine. One that wasn't supposed to exist. I shoved my phone inside, switched on the flashlight, and recorded video. When I reviewed the footage, the camera caught eyes. 2 bright reflections, as if something was reflecting light. And then, something hit the phone from the other side. I jumped back, screwed the grate back on. Seconds later, I heard breathing. Rough, slow, and then a voice. Too late. He knows your name now. I moved out the next morning. But every night at exactly 3:07, someone calls me from an unknown number. If I answer, I only hear breathing. And then, see you soon. Story 2. The Girl Under the Stairs. It started when we moved into the old townhouse my mom inherited from a relative we never met. I was 14. My little brother, Ethan, was 8. The place smelled like dust and rainwater. The walls had peeling wallpaper, and the wooden stairs creaked with every step. There was a small door beneath the staircase, one of those triangular crawlspace doors about waist-high. It was sealed shut with 4 rusty nails. When I asked Mom what was inside, she just shrugged. Storage, probably. Just don't go messing with it. But Ethan, he became obsessed with it. He'd sit at the foot of the stairs for hours, just watching it. Once I asked what he was doing. He said, "She talks to me. The girl. She's funny." I laughed, told him to stop being weird. But he was serious. That night, I woke up to a tapping noise. Not from my window, not from the hallway. Came from inside the staircase. Tap, tap, tap. I got out of bed. The house was cold and quiet except for the sound. I went downstairs. Ethan was already there, sitting in front of the door, eyes wide open. "She wants out," he whispered. "She says it's dark in there, that she misses the moonlight." I pulled him away and sent him to bed. The next morning, I found one of the nails on the floor. I thought maybe Mom had tried to open it. But when I asked, she looked confused and a little scared. "Don't go near that door again," she said. "Please." The next few days were wrong. Ethan stopped eating. He drew pictures of a black-eyed girl with broken fingers. Every time I tried to take the drawings, he'd scream and cry. He said, "She gets mad when I show people. She doesn't like being seen." And then one night I woke up to laughing. But it wasn't Ethan's laugh. It was high-pitched, raspy, almost metallic. I rushed downstairs. The small door under the stairs was open. Inside, just darkness. Thick and heavy. Too dark, even with the hallway light on. I called for Ethan. No answer. I screamed. Mom came running. We searched the whole house, even the backyard. Nothing. I finally looked inside the crawl space. Crawled halfway in. And I saw it. Scratch marks. Tiny fingernails. Hundreds of them. On every surface. And something else. A photograph, old, yellowed, of a little girl with no eyes, standing on the exact same staircase. Behind her, a shadow, tall and twisted. The police never found Ethan. They said he probably wandered off. But I know better, because last night I heard that laugh again. And one more nail is missing. Story 3. Do not answer if you hear a second ring. It started with a message on a local Reddit thread for my town. If your landline rings once, let it go. If it rings twice, do not answer. Not unless you want it to know your voice. I live alone. I don't even have a landline. So I laughed, scrolled on, and forgot about it. Until 2 nights later. At exactly 3:46 a.m., my phone rang. Not my cell. A landline. But I never installed one. The ringing echoed through the living room like something from a dream. It rang once, then stopped. I froze. Was I dreaming? The next night, again. But this time, it rang twice. I don't know what came over me. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe fear. But I picked up. For 3 full seconds, silence. Then a voice. Mechanical. Crooked. "Thank you for letting me in." The phone shattered in my hand. Not exploded, shattered. Like glass. Like it was never a phone at all. I backed away. My front door creaked open. No wind. No footsteps. Just open. I locked everything. Turned on every light. Stayed awake until sunrise. The next morning, the phone was gone. No debris, no cord. Like it had never existed. But now, things are wrong in the house. Mirrors reflect things that aren't there. My reflection blinks a half-second late. Sometimes its smile doesn't match mine. And the lights flicker, but only when I walk past them. Then the calls started again. This time on my cell. Unknown number. 3:46 a.m. 1 ring. Next night, 2 rings. I didn't answer. Instead, I smashed the phone and bought a new one. But the new phone rang anyway. Same time. Same ringtone. "You already answered. You can't take it back." I tried leaving. Rented a hotel on the other side of town. At 3:46 a.m., the landline in the hotel room rang. Twice. No one believed me. The Reddit thread? Gone. Deleted. Only one comment remains on an archived version. The second ring isn't the problem. It's when it rings 3 times. That means it's already inside the house. That night, it rang 3 times. I didn't answer, but I heard footsteps behind the bathroom door. Even though I was alone. Even though no one had entered the room. The mirror fogged. Letters appeared in the condensation. I know your voice now. Story 4. The floor plan doesn't match the house. When I bought the house, it came with old blueprints. They were stuffed in a drawer under the kitchen sink. I don't know why I looked through them. Maybe curiosity. Maybe boredom. But that's when I noticed something strange. According to the floor plan, my house should have 7 rooms. I counted 6. Kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, living room, closet, pantry. The 7th room was marked as observation chamber in handwriting, not printed. It was located between the bedroom and bathroom. But in my house, there was just a blank wall there. No door, no seams, like the room never existed. I thought maybe the plans were outdated, but I couldn't shake it. Why would someone handwrite a room into architectural blueprints? The more I looked, the more I noticed inconsistencies. The blueprints showed 2 windows in the living room. I only had one. There was a basement door drawn behind the pantry. But in real life, no door, no hinges, no outline. Still, I knocked, and it sounded hollow. I got obsessed. I peeled off wallpaper, measured walls, took notes, and that's when things got worse. One morning, I woke up and noticed something was off. My bed was against the wrong wall. I thought maybe I was sleepwalking, but every drawer, every picture frame reversed. The mirror in the bathroom now showed the back of my head, no matter how I turned. And then, I found the door. Where the blank wall used to be, between the bathroom and bedroom, there was now a narrow wooden door. I swear it hadn't been there the night before. No handle, no keyhole, just a slit of darkness between the frame. That night I had dreams. Flashing lights, cold metal, screaming behind glass. I stood behind a one-way mirror, watching a version of myself pacing a sterile white room. When I woke up, there were scratches on the inside of my window, like something had been trying to get in. But I live on the 2nd floor. I called a contractor, told him to come check the place. He didn't last long. He came down from the attic, pale and shaking. There's a wall up there with no studs, just plaster over, I don't know what. I heard something on the other side, breathing. He left, never came back, blocked my number, so I did it myself. Sledgehammer, gloves, mask. I broke through the wall where the blueprints said the observation chamber should be. Behind it was a hallway, no lights, dusty, smelled like copper. I followed it, phone light shaking in my hand. The hall led to a room with a single chair, facing a one-way mirror. The mirror faced my bedroom. The entire time, someone had been watching me. On the wall, Polaroids, hundreds of them, me sleeping, me reading, me brushing my teeth. And one photo dated 3 weeks before I moved in. I was standing at the sink, brushing my teeth. I don't remember that night, but the timestamp is real. And in the reflection behind me, there's someone else. Oyutaro. If you're still here, if you've made it through all 4 stories, then you've already heard the warnings. But there's something you need to understand. These aren't just stories. They're reports. Records of things people weren't supposed to see. Or maybe things that weren't supposed to be remembered. The long-limbed figure behind the stairs. The voice inside the vents that isn't yours. The phone that rings twice. The room that watches you back. They're not from the same place, but they follow the same rules. They find cracks in memory, in logic, in routine. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. So if anything feels wrong after this video, if a reflection blinks late, if you hear your own voice in another room, if a wall in your house sounds hollow, don't investigate. Don't try to fix it. Don't look at it directly, because that's what it wants. To be seen, to be remembered, to be let in. Stay aware. Stay skeptical. Stay alive. If you've experienced something similar, tell us in the comments. Like if you're still breathing. Subscribe if you're sure you're alone.